Hello everybody and welcome to round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We call this scorched. It's a little moist, it's a little wet, it's gonna dry out. We see thunder, we see lightning, we see rockets in the sky, and we see some weapons of mass destruction on the ground. We're talking about WMD-FD, weapons of mass destruction of tires. Here, ready to rock. All right, Raptor fun incoming. Here we go. Speaking of Raptor, let's see if this snake can harness and be the snake tamer as Andy Haley comes in, the Drift Wizard. Good angle from him, keeps it high. You can see him dropping down quite a bit. Again, with those wet conditions, it's about calculation, being precise. Now transitions through the power alley, over the hip, not, again, there is a bit of a jump and a disruptor of the vehicles. Now finds them in that last outside zone. Again, that first outside zone weighted 20 points. Now we get a 10-point area here, across the finish line. Came in like a cannonball. All right, the reboot Z had his sight lap. Now comes into the outside zone. He gets high and tight into that wall. You can see the reflection of his taillights on the wall. That's a good indicator that he is really high. He hangs it out there quite a bit. Comes down, a lot of correction from those front wheels. You can see him straightening a little bit, going to that first inside zone, now into the second. And here's that last and final outside zone. 4 drops into there. Really nicely done by Cody Buchanan. See that good counter steer, minimal corrections. Again, coming off that bank into that first one, you saw a lot of straightening, a lot of corrections. Cannon 69.13, so he jumps up there, but you can see leaving a lot of style. D-Mads, Derek Madison, coilover depot, S chassis. Flicks into the outside zone. Gets up there, nice and high. Again, the reflection on the wall is a good sign. The brighter, the better. Drags it all the way out there, comes down. Off of that inside clip, just evading him a little bit. Tightens up definitely to that second. Now coming out last, outside zone. Precision driving. I'd like to see him a little more fluid. Seems like he's kind of off and on the throttle, kind of. Matt's leaving a lot of, wow, is that, did I see a 0?
On style, I think.
On style, so, right, we saw him just take a side lap, correct?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Ken Gucci initiating. High on the bank. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Even like he's got 3 tires in that outside zone. Ooh, he is locked and ready to rock. Well done by the Goosh. So on that inside, so you're saying that's kind of exceeding, right? You don't.
Yeah.
That's a little too far on the inside. You want to get that front chase tire over that white rectangle box. Now, that, I mean, dude, he knows his course. Look at him, right in the crease, right in the crease. If there was dirt off course, I feel like it would have sprayed up maybe a few pebbles, little stones. All right, so 59.66. All right. Jonathan Castro, again, just, you know, love to see him. You know, big story with him last year, the Dominican Republic, Dominican's finest, as Jonathan Castro crawling his way. This could favor him right now. He's tapping those brakes. Again, want to see that fluidity. That's going to fare him well in style. But place that car properly. There it is. That was a really good place for the vehicle on the inside. You can see him working a little bit, making those corrections and adapting to the course. Again, that wet condition almost throwing him off, but 54. So quite down there. A lot better line and angle score. So, you know, basically, if everybody gets a 90, think 90 is the bar. You know.
Yeah.
So that's the highest point.
Wally system's been tough too.
Yeah. All right, but everybody's utilizing the same system. Everybody's driving the same track as Nathaniel Chen, Nate Chen, high on the bank. Good angle from him. Backs that thing up in that inside zone into the power alley. Like I said, seems to be drying out. That was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Just exceeding it, just barely. Finds the crease in that last outside zone 4, and just barely exceeded it for a little bit. And Nate Chen jumps up with a 74.5. So it can be done. Look at that. That friction and sending them down the line. The XPN. See that Mantis angle kit, the FDF. Josiah Fillets, what up, dog? All right, throws it in. Ooh, comes out of shape a little bit there. So it goes off screen. Massive angle.
Yeah.
But as far as placement, definitely needs to be a little bit higher. Massive angle there coming off the bank into the inside clip. Good placement, decent placement, I should say. So, like you said, the speed, the smoke, it's coming up. As you can see, Tommy Lemaire, TLO, crossing the line. 63.7 for Tommy Lemaire.
Yeah.
snap into it, baby. Here we go, Connor O'Sullivan. So into that first outside zone. Very confident with this car. Like you said, with it being a new build, why not? Trust fall, baby, go for it. Into that first inside zone, and second through that power alley, through that last outside zone. Really good, I mean, look at consistent throttle. You can hear the exhaust note. Staying on it, consistent all the way through. Some previous drivers, again, your curse is a real thing. You're like,
yeah, I know. I'm very cognizant of it now.
Right, 70.96. Yeah, Federico Sharifo in his Pennzoil BMW. You can see some quick little corrections, feeding of the wheel into that outside zone. Very tight, yes, sir. Green and yellow right mixing up. Well done by Federico Sharifo. Fetty in that second inside clip. Want to see it overhead? There it is. Boom, right in the middle of the rectangle. Feeds it right into that last outside zone, standing on the throttle, powering all the way through. And that vehicle works out all right, and there it is, 70.10. So line almost, 30 out of 40. So good line score there. Let's see what we got here from Stuckey. Little feint entry into that outside zone. You can see the numbers there, giving you the degree of angle. 30, 50, 57, blasts his back bumper off. Now coming in that power alley section. Looks like he's wagging his tail all the way to outside zone 4. Comes up very shallow. He's gonna have to massage that thing back there quite a bit. Finally finds himself in the outside zone, but just transitioned out of that second inside zone, did not set himself up for success, and then just had to work it slowly back there and not just be so violent. Stuckey with a 60.23, 60.23. No, Reese loves that one, right? All right, here we go. Oh, talking about winding it up, RCP. Yes, sir. Chrome Charpentier high on the bank. Yes, man, the Type S nightlights are on and he is lit. Well done. Changing gears and changing colors now into that last outside zone. The most aggressive we've seen, the most smoke we've seen. So come on, baby, dry out. Let's see some runs. Yes, sir.
Throwing a ton.
All right, there we go.
Now we're awake. We're back.
It's up to 71.3 of a score. Puts him into third position. 2025, I'm sure he wants definitely to get up there, get on the box, get on the podium. And here we go, the Drift HQ, BMW, Adam LZ, high on the bank. Again, he knows his track. He's driven all different kinds of conditions now since he lives here in Florida. His own compound now coming through very tight on the inside zone 1 and 2. Good placement. Once again, let's see if he can find that crease, lick the stamp and send it. Yeah, he's right on that line.
Yeah.
75.10. Cameron Steele. All right, here we go. Ben Hobson. Let's go into that first outside zone. Comes out a little bit there, very aggressive on the throttle. You like to see that, slams down from that bank. Now through that power alley. Good fluid transition. You can see minimal, if any at all, corrections. Looked like he's getting on the bank a little bit, but a lot more smoke. So the cars are definitely gripping up. That is a great thing for the fans and, of course, for the drivers. There it is. Ben Hobson jumps up to our number 1 qualifier, 76.20. And those Mustangs, I got to add, all right, give them a thumbs up. Go on, get out. Get. I said get. There goes Jeff Jones, Double J, MCO. Jeff Jones in the outside zone. That thing looks slammed. Why does it look so slammed this event? I don't know. See this thing ripping down off the bank. Inside clip. He's possessed right now. Jeff Jones absolutely annihilating. Into that outside zone. Exceeded just a little bit, but brings it back in, reels it back in. 82.9, yes sir, Jeff Jones jumps up. Look at that, 36, 35, and 11. Jeff Jones, number 1 qualifier. NRG, see if he's got the energy for NRG. RB Army firing, boom. Slap at a base, big time. Firing off, it came a little unwound, drops him down. I think the course is drying out.
I think so, yeah.
Just coming down to that first inside zone. The second you see him make a correction there, looked like he was going to be on the wrong side of it. He worked it out and just dialed it in, and there, that's great placement. Really good placement on that last outside zone.
69, nice.
Nice. There we go. Ryan Literal with a 69.
Yeah, I definitely think he likes it drier. I mean,
yeah, dryer's a more ideal situation here for Trenton Beecham. Initiates, gets a little loose, but then tightens it back up. Definitely grabs it nice and firm there, past that second and third into that last outside zone. Rock solid. Crossing that finish line. Well done by Beecham. 77.53 for Trenton Beecham, puts him into that number 2 position. Rudy Hansen, Team Hansen. Let's see what Rudy's got for us. And Hansen initiates into that wall, drops down a little bit. He's a karma chameleon into that wall, man. Looks like he blends right in, but he is absolutely flying into that power alley. Good controlled chaos there into that last outside zone. Ooh, looks like, again, potentially maybe exceeding a little bit. A lot of those guys coming in hot at that last outside zone. We'll see. And looks like we got a 63.3 for Rudy Hansen. 63.30. Looks good on him.
yeah, great.
All right. Rat Dan Burkett at Mark IV Supra. Woo. Looking good, baby. That 2J firing off. Ooh, but he is gripping up and loosening up and shuts her down. Shutting her down.
What's, define fair in this scenario?
Right. All right, so that was again, that was side lap. Here goes Masayama on his actual qualifying run. Listen to him on the rev limiter. I'd like to see him just kind of go for it a little bit more there. That's going to equate to style. Maybe a little hesitant on the conditions. But again, putting the car in the right place. Seems like it's working out. Good placement there in that last outside zone. Like, all right, so Masayama 72.93. So inconsistent, not banging on the rev limiter. All right, here we go. So Matt Field initiating that Boiler Performance Corvette. Initiates into the bank. Nice job by Matt. Tapping those brakes a little bit, working it. You can see again, talking about that left foot brake, but look at that cloud of smoke coming off the back of that Corvette. Well done. Might be a little rainy, but you can still feel the heat wave in that last outside zone. Nice job by Matt. And into that last section that came a little unwound. 73.3 for Matt Field. All right, here we go. Diego Higa from Brazil. Where are my Brazilian fans at? I know you're all out there. Blowing up the feed here with Diego Higa. Overcooks it just a little bit. He threw a little more sauce at it. Didn't need to do it. And now into that last outside zone. Can't even see the back half of that car. Holy cow. Higa brings it across the finish line. And 67.63 for Diego Higa. So just get a score on the board. He's on the show. So this, get a score, lock it in, and then throw some more at it. There goes Simon Olsen. Again, beautiful Mark V Supra. I love this livery. I think the livery's sick. All right, past that inside zone and into the second. Good fluidity. Like it, just how smooth he is. And if he has an issue, it is not showing up right now.
There you go. There it is. First 360 of the night. Thank you.
So Simon Olsen with 74.4 slides into 7th position. Look at that style, 14, 10, and 9. So John, let's see win an event here this year. I know he's gunning for a championship mathematically. He's down there quite a bit, but the Rain-X Rockstar Energy Drink driver in that Toyota GR Corolla comes off of that bank and into that inside clip. Not exactly the tidiest, but we know what he's capable of. So get a score in the books. Maybe throw some more at it. Man, that thing is just bathing in smoke. Looking like a smoke bomb. Woo! Smoke at 73.86. Slides him into 8th position. And again, it's not goodbye. It's see you later. He's got, the Stout, the Formula Supra, the Celica, GT4586. He's got party cars. He's got it all. So, but Jeff Jones leads the pack, 82.93. And next weekend, Brainerd, Forsberg, the Seaboys, myself, we'll be out there in Minnesota, so join us. First ever Octane Auto Fest. Excited to be out there as Forsberg throws it aggressively into the wall. Nice job by Chris.
Jeez.
Holy cow. He's liking these dry conditions, man. He is just winding it up as we go into, again, that power rally into that last outside zone. Are you kidding me? Forsberg is on it. He definitely exceeded a little bit. A couple treads of those Kenda tires hit outside. 35-35 out of 40. And a great style score, 16-14-13. Fredrik Osbo from Ski Norway. He took a hard hit earlier. One of his suspension bits broke off, that Rockstar Energy Mark V Toyota Supra, but it's definitely fixed. He throws it down into that first outside zone. Again, there's that nice fluidity. Listen to the symphony of that exhaust note. Just stays in it, just really dialed in. Again, very reminiscent of what we just saw from Chris Forsberg. Nice run by another three-time champ, Fredrik Osbo. An 84.7, so doesn't get that #1 spot, but still, it was like glitching. Everybody's a little more patient. That's kind of what we're expecting and wanting from our fans. But speaking of expecting, I'm expecting a big initiation here. Yes, sir. Absolutely sling out there. Colt Richards, big angle, man. Not leaving anything to chance, hammering down this young buck, FD pro rookie, making the jump from prospect to pro, riding the razor's edge. Yes, sir, the Richards Racing, 86, loving it, 85.60, so he assumes that #2 position over Fredrik Osbo. Elements really equate to him learning so fast.
Yeah.
So, again, Dylan the Dozer Hughes, let's see what you got. That Permatex BMW, that E36. Coming into that outside zone, nice job on those GT radial tires, transitions through, nice job by Dylan, comes down through that power rally, ripping another absolute shredder right now. Look at this, just finds the sweet spot, goes up a little bit, maybe needed that window controller, roll down that window that he talked about earlier in the parts challenge.
Yeah,
And there we go, 82.3 for Dylan the Dozer Hughes. So again, aggressive. Look at that style score, really well done. Judges liking the more aggressive driving. It's ramping up here as the older Shanahan brother of the two, Jack Shanahan, new vehicle prep for him. This Pulsar Turbo Systems. Again, that right-hand drive, so definitely a factor into going to this first outside zone. You're on the low side of that initiation, but we'll see if it doesn't matter. Right side, don't care. Big angle there from Jack. Slams down into the bank, into the flat section, over the power rally. Really good placement on the inside zone. Make some correction. You see him tapping the brake lights to lock it into that last outside zone. Man, look at that tire pressure. That thing was just almost sitting on rim.
That's crazy.
All right, what do we got here for Jack? 82.30 puts him into 6th position. And Brandon Sorensen, this young buck, definitely so talented. Love to see his progression. Sorensen Motorsports BMW, quad lock on the back. He locks into that wall. Yes, sir, 46, 45. You can see 50 towards the end of that bank. And that just shows you he's using the angle to slow down. A lot of them aren't doing that, which is good. That's good execution. Boom, right in the crease. You can see him exceeding just a touch, but still really good placement. Good speed coming all the way through. Just again, just very fast through the course. And again, yeah, he will not back down. Brandon Sorensen with an 81.96. Puts him into 7th position. And Osbo, here we go. We know what he's capable of. Oh, rain's coming down. Oh boy, just like that, very wet. Something flies out of the car. This could really disrupt, or he's just gonna stay in it. Here goes Odie Bakshies. We talked about the rain, so some rain coming down. Let's see if he stays in it, and he does. Ooh. And again, just having to modify on the fly. Well done by Odie Bakshies. Odie in that field suspension, Subi Mods, GT Radial, BRZ, well done. 79.2 puts him in the 8th position. All right, so let's see what we got here from James the Machine Dean. He is a machine, so sometimes some moisture gets in the circuit board, but right now it seems like he is conquering. He is one with the rain. He is like Bruce Lee. Act and flow like water, baby. Goes and crosses over the splash zone. Look at how much rain just came down in that short amount of time. looking more like SeaWorld than Orlando Speed World. Look at that. Look out, kids. You're going to get wet. Oh, there's a fish flying.
That's mental,
We're
though.
at Pike's Market right now. Look out for flying salmon. Woo! 79 in the less than ideal conditions. All right, let's see what we got here for Connor Shanahan as he is sending it down the pipe. Definitely less than ideal, but we know what these Irish pilots are capable of in the wet. Look at Connor dialing in. We saw that 98, that first zone from James. He's crawling, he's tiptoeing his way, but watch this big puddle right there. I mean, it is just so massive. Now transitions, a little correction there, but you know, there's gonna be I mean, look, the Wally doesn't give leeway to that transition. You know, that's the unfortunate thing. So it's gonna adhere to it. So this is just the nature of the beast. You know, we didn't know how many runs were gonna get wet, dry, or whatever. All right, a 71.13 for Connor Shanahan, 71.13 for Shanahan, slides him into 20th position again. All right, here we go. Andy Haitley initiates into the big bank outside zone 1, throws it in, nice job. A lot more confident set on the second run. And this is a good opportunity for them to really get familiar with these conditions, because it could very well be like this tomorrow in head-to-head. Big straightening there across the power alley into that last outside zone. You see how it throws him off course, but he does modify that line very well. He brings it back in to that last outside zone. That front right just flapping in the wind there. Cody Buchanan, reboot Nissan Z. Let's see what he's got. Buchanan.
Really loading it up.
Little loose. Wait, is this sight lap? I mean, I feel like we can give him the option now too, but I believe it might be a sight lap. If not, he's making it look good right now.
No, this is it.
So he's going for it.
Yeah.
So Buchanan, this is an actual run, so I apologize. Not calling the action, but right now it looked, like I said, it's looking tidy.
Yeah.
It's looking really good. Great placement of the vehicle. Big angle there, 57, 62, obviously maxing out across the finish line. Continues, and Buchanan with a 69.13, and that was the run 1.
Yeah.
65.13 was his first score, currently ranked 26th. Let's see if this coilover depot S chassis can rise up that bank and rise to the occasion. Higher score, higher on the wall. D-Mats. Oh, and it comes off throttle and shuts her down. That's the wrong side. That'll be an incomplete, unfortunately, for Derek Madison, the coilover depot S chassis. So it's hard to navigate that.
Yeah, he had a big correction at the end of the first outside zone, and that kind of surfaced and really messed things up. He does throw a 360 at the end. Move a little bit and some.
All right, here we go. Kenshiro Gushi for his second qualifying run. Initiates. Not a huge degree of angle, but proper placement of that car. That carbon wing, the duckbill hanging out the back, quack, quack. Looks like a duck, smells like a duck. It's a duckbill wing coming on across that power alley, transitioning into the second inside zone. Oh, he's standing on that throttle. He was fighting that car, just get that grip.
Yeah.
He was trying to launch it forward. And there we go. 74.86, so looks like
It's better.
yeah. Loves this track for whatever reason. Jonathan Castro and Orlando just go together. Peanut butter and jelly, baby. Right, so I'm assuming a sight. Okay. No, it's going for it. He's going. He's live, baby. He doesn't need no stinking sight lap. Like I said, just the confidence here with Castro. Dominican's finest. Rips through that power alley, so not a sight lap. Look at him zero in on that second inside zone. Grabbing a little bit of brake there, just yanking it into the outside. Zone 4. Like I said, 20 for the big outside zone 1, 5 for each inner. All right, 74.5. He does better. Look at that line, 33.5 angle. 30, I mean, great. Yes, definitely. Want to be in that top 16.
Yeah.
In the top 16. That's going to favor you really, really well. Nate Chen initiates. A lot of brake. He taps that wall. He throws it in, but he stays in it. Pin it to win it. 10 out of 10. Now coming down into the puddle. Not puddle of mud, but puddle of water as drips on through this last outside zone. Nice job by Nate Chen, Nigeria Racing 86, Kenda Tires, and 74.56. So the first one remains to be the better of the two. Tommy Lemaire, TLO. Here we go, the XBN Corvettes. Your fellow countryman here, Jacob, as TLO. See, tapping the brake, a lot more confident here. Look at big angle. Hangs it all the way in there. Let's see how he manages. So again, just you can hear him really kind of off and on. The car isn't really disrupted by the throttle, but just overall the confidence.
Yeah, look good.
Sounds like a two-stroke.
It really does.
It true that, and he does better at 79.76. And
ahead of himself.
Yep, dragging it, stacking it, brings it in. Look at that. I mean, the hands look calm on that wheel. There you go. Unwinds it a little bit. A little overcooked it on that transition, but again, he does have a score on the board. He's in the show. Looking a lot more confident on this second run, just getting nerves out of the way in the wet conditions. He better of the two. Look at that line and angle, 31, 33 style. So 74.7.
Happens.
Here we go. Turning the yellow light, talking about that Pennzoil. Long may we drive, baby. Here we go to that wall. Oh, he's lifting that trunk up. What you gonna do with all that junk inside my trunk? Oh, comes down off that bank into that inside clip. You saw some little corrections there. You got a big trunk. I'm gonna put my bike in it. Coming that last one, last outside zone. Goes Federico and through the finish line. A slow drip. And 74.7 for Federico Sharifo. Little communication, that is key.
Graphics guy.
Yeah.
Whip us up a sight lab graphics.
All right, here we go. Rome sharpens ears. Now we got a full pull. Let's make sure. Yeah, so talking about that rev limiter, he is absolutely standing on it. Whoa! Oh, he almost spun, and that was not his side lap. Past that second inside zone. The chrome wheels standing out. Definitely looking good. That last outside zone to get. Look at that! It looks like he's. And it does not. 70. Oh wait.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Wrong one.
Yeah, 71.3.
I wrote just a 1 on the first one.
And here we go. Let's see what Adam LZ's got in store for Wally and the judges. And initiates very aggressively. Nice job there by Adam LZ. Look at that, no correction from those front wheels, locked and loaded. Comes a little unwound there, but just to adjust to make sure he hits that inside zone and into the second. Quick little tap to bring them back into that car. Back out into that last outside zone, riding right on the razor's edge. And Adam LZ crosses the finish line. So a little bit of corrections here and there, but just it seemed a little more confident. Slides into 7th qualifying position. Send it. There we go. So we're giving the clear to send like he's on the Top Gun flight deck. We're ready to rock.
Missed his calling.
Ooh, nice initiation. Very smooth. Good Ben working the wheel inside the cockpit. You can see the floral gloves. Just working it now, dropping down. Ooh, looks like it came off power, like the car got jarred. Right? So many flames. Stays in it. Yep, there we go. Finds that sweet spot. Brings it on home. Come on, baby. Take me to bed or lose me forever, you big stud. Oh, beat the beat. 78.53. Jumps up a little bit. Is that my daughter?
Yeah.
All right. So here we go. Jeff Jones. Let's go. Jeff Jones, that Big Drift Energy, Nissan C. Yeah, dial it in. Like I said, I just looked at his Instagram and there was ice in his hand. It was all swollen. So poor dude. Hopefully, again, a lot of these drivers, they hurt their hands, but
It's like their tool.
yeah,
Why?
man.
It's like you and I hurting our voices.
Yeah, right. All right, so Jeff stays in it. Nice job. It's not better on his second score, but 82.93 out the gate on his first run. So coming through the chute, let's see what Ryan literally has for us. That first outside zone. Trying to drag that bumper, a little left foot brake for the kid. firing off, now coming back down, slamming into that inside zone. Now past the second, good angle. Man, woo, I thought he was gonna slide off there, but he definitely salvaged that. That was really good driving there from Ryan Literal. Consistent, exciting, loud. In the rain, 69, nope. So again, the first score. And here we go, Team Hansen coming down the chute. Now initiates aggressively, needs to work it up, he is, come on. Rise to the occasion, baby. Josh Groban, baby. You raise me up. Now past that power alley. Second inside zone. The neon wheels shining bright like a diamond. That last outside zone. Good angle. Come on home. There we go. Rudy Hansen. He's in the show, but he's down there in 29th, so definitely needs to step up. Experiences in his life. That's Jared Hildebrand, who's raced Indy 500.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty nuts. So again, all the pressure right now. He needs to get a score on the board and not chilling at all, not phoning it in. This is not AI. This is real life, baby. This is tactile. Goes, oh, he goes past that inside zone, transitions into inside zone 2. Now again, one more outside zone and he'll get a score on the board. Kind of missing some marks there. You saw him exceed a little bit. Man, got a little precarious there.
There it is, 66.7. I'm all right with that. It was a fun time.
Masi, what, like 10 years ago?
Yeah.
All right, Wataru Masayama, currently ranked 22nd. See if he can dab on the competition. Drop it like it's hot. Here we go, the Evangelion Juga Racing Jerry Yang, 86. We talked about standing on the rev limiter, and a big lift there.
Yeah.
I think when he went across that power, this is what I'm talking about, just as far as the setup of it. So there he goes back on the rev limiter, standing on it across that last outside zone. Wataru Masayama, 72.93. His first run, the better of the two. Here we go. Matt Field, currently ranked 21. He is a 73. So let's see if he gets better here. Matt Field. Again, this is a confidence booster for him. Driving here in the wet. Woo! That car's on rails. Sticking it high on the bank with the GT radials. Now transitions into that second inside zone. Okay, no Logitech wheel inside that car right now. Has definitely been practicing a lot on the sim. Now brings it across, taps the brakes. And there it is, 77.23. Matt Field does better it.
I like it.
You like my wind instrument references?
No, it's great.
Here we go. All right, let's see what the Piccolo can do now here. With Ryan Turk in that Rain-X Toyota GR Corolla, the Rockstar pilot. Again, a farewell tour for Ryan Turk. Slams down. Ooh, looks like banging on it into that first inside zone. Overshoots it, brings it back. Baby, come back. Blame it all on me. Goes across the finish line. There we go, Ryan Turk. Out with Forsberg. It's great. Brainerd Raceway.
Really get into it. I mean, they're partnered up with Cody Buchanan as well. So like, fantastic to see that.
Yep, yeah. So we'll be out there next weekend. Here we go. But right now, sheesh, look at the flame shooting in the back of the Z. Yeah. Woo, nice job. Looks like he tapped the bumper, maybe shredding that tail light. Man, Forsberg sailing takes me away. Oh, overcooks it, snaps back.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
for sure. All right, here we go. Frederick Osbo, the Rockstar energy drink. Mark V Supra throws it into the Green Giants. Now, look at that. Again, another composed driver. Minimal corrections. Those Kenda tires past that inside zone. Kind of overshot it. He just like drifted out there. Just floated, I should say. Obviously, it's Formula Drift, but just kind of sailed it out there. Said he was a sailor. 84.7, so I believe the first score is the better of the two still. He already has an 85.6. We're seeing more smoke. Yep, and now he's got that grip. Again, but there is a considerable amount of water going to that first inside zone. Right there, you can see just coasting through that power. Look how much, I mean, it's still really wet right there in that flat section. The power alley has a lot of puddles. No,
but
hard
it's
to
still
beat.
a really, really good run.
Absolutely. And he did it while we were doing replays.
Ah, don't ruin the illusion.
No. Use your illusion. Use your illusion 1 or 2?
2.
Yes, that was the right answer.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And, oh, shit!
Yeah.
Yes, sir, the Pulsar Turbo Systems. Wow. Jack. And this is, again, another opportunity for him. He knows how to drive in the wet, but, again, seeing the just inclement, you see the dry, you see the wet, you kind of see all the conditions, all the microclimates here for Jack Shanahan. Comes on through, nice job.
Wow.
Woo.
Wow.
Jack, that's again, great confidence booster. And there we go.
Is.
Oh, look at that, 84.13. So he does jump up to 4th position. Are we running? Maybe I was born to run. Here we go. Brandon Sorensen initiates hard into that wall. Again, Amanda in his ear. She does pro spec. So she's giving some insight here. Look at a degree of angle there. 54, 50. I mean, that's a massive angle from Brandon Sorensen. Quad lock on the back, locked in. Hitting that right on that line. Great placement of this BMW for some base. And 81.96, so his first score, the better of the 2. He did. He already cleared it. Here we go. The field suspension, Subaru BRZ. Odibachis initiates high on the bank. Nice job. Again, getting drier conditions. We're seeing smoke come off this field suspension. BRZ now transition through the power alley. Kicks up a little bit of puddles, but no big deal. Back with the dry patch, and here comes the smoke machine. Right there. So again, dry spot there for Odibachis.
Wow.
A lot better conditions. And he does better, obviously, with a 79.46, but as Excel, decel, vehicle placement, and but our 3 judges, they scrutinize the runs. Here we go, James the Machine, Dean Pennzoil, O'Reilly Auto Parts, RTR, ready to rock. 5-time champ. Goes in that first outside zone, obviously found that dry spot. He's gonna hit the wet, and then get back at it. It's gonna be a quick little, see if he can skeeter fly across and just dance on the top of that water and turn that smoke machine back on. Yes, he does. The Nitto tires go round and cross the finish line.
Yeah, great work.
All right, James. Well, again, he had wet conditions on his first run as
there it is.
And 80.90 slides up to 9th. And here goes Connor Shanahan in that Red Bull. Jerry Yang Racing 86, again, winner at Long Beach. Love to get back on the box, absolutely tearing up across the globe. But right now, we're focused in and dialed in on here in Orlando. What's he gonna do? That's that second inside zone into that last outside, filling all of it. Good, confident run there for Yang. Not going to be enough takedown Chris. The way Chris drove, aggressive. So, ooh, a 73.2. Shanahan not qualifying as well as we anticipated, like you said, Jacob. So 22nd position there for Connor Shanahan. Again, he does lead points, but what an action-packed Orlando Speed World Round 3 of the Formula Drift Pro Championship. That does commence qualifying. This is how it all shook out. Chris Forsberg, the Force 3-time champion, leads the pack. #1 qualifier, Cole Richards, Frederick Osbo, Jack Shanahan, the older brother, Jeff Jones.